Good afternoon. Can you able to hear me?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon. Screen కనిపిస్తుందా అందరికి?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Can you see my screen? Ishwari and
Yes, sir.
Rangamma, Nandini,
Yes, sir.
Madhu, Pramod. So all
Yes,
are
sir.
present. వీరబాబు ఉన్నారా ఇక్కడ? వీరబాబు, సాయి కుమార్. ఓకే, వీరబాబు రాలేదా ఈరోజు? Right. Anyway, so in the last session we started types of variables in objective oriented programming. What are the types of variables? Instance variable.
Instance variable.
Instant variable, local variable, static.
Yes, instance variable, static variable,
Static variable.
local variable. So we have completed instance variable and static variable, and we didn't complete local variable, right? So what is the
Yes,
concept?
sir.
Local variable. Same, మనం నార్మల్ గా కోర్ పైథాన్ లో ఏదైతే మాట్లాడుకున్నామో, what do you mean by local variable? A variable which is declared inside a method, and that variable will be available only to that method only.
That
Within
method.
the class.
If you try to access in other function or another method, it will give error, right? It will give what?
Errors.
Error. The same way here also, the variables which are declared directly inside the method, and that variables are available to only that method is called what? Local variable, or we can also call what? What is the another name?
Method.
Method level variable. Okay, so local variables cannot access outside of the method. Antena? Local variables cannot access outside the method. Okay, so next, these variables are also called temporary variables. Local variables are also called what? Tell me.
Temporary variables.
Local variables are also called temporary variables. So why it is called temporary variables means, as soon as possible, ఎప్పుడైతే మనకి ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ అయిపోతుందో ఇమీడియట్ గా ఈ లోకల్ వేరియబుల్స్ అనేవి ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత డిలీట్ అయిపోతాయి, ఆటోమేటికల్ గా డిస్ట్రాయ్ అయిపోతాయి. సో దట్స్ వై దోస్ వేరియబుల్స్ ఆర్ temporary variables. We'll see one example so that you'll get clarity. Now observe here, I'm defining a class. So take class name as test, right? So now I'm defining one function, def. My function name I'm taking m1 for example. Okay, so if I give self dot a is equal to 10, what type of variable it is?
Instance variable.
Instance variable.
Instance variable. This is clear kada? So local variable ante without self, there is no self, directly you can declare a variable. So now tell me, what is this variable? Local variable. So you can access variable a within m1 only. If you try to access in other function or outside the function, we will get what?
Error.
Error.
For example, I have taken display function. I have taken display function. Here I am trying to print a. Here I am trying to print a, right? So now call create object to the class. T is equal to test. So we created object. So then a and a variable create అవ్వాలి అంటే we need to call whom? We need to call
M1 function.
t dot m1. So m1
M1.
మనం కాల్ చేసాం and within the function try to access print a. Okay, so within the function I'm printing and another function also we are trying to call. So next t dot display.
Display.
Okay, so run the code. Now you observe we are getting 10. 110 is coming from where?
Inside.
M1 method. So next you observe name error. A is not defined. A is not defined. So in which line? Sixth line. Okay, sixth line lo unna A anedi define avvaledu because if you try to access local variable outside the function, outside this function, you cannot able to access. Okay, so for example, if you take here self dot x is equal to 100, I'm taking self dot x. So what is this x variable? Instance variable. So instance variables we can access within the class by using self, outside the class by using object reference. Antena instance variables we can access within the class by using what?
Self.
Outside the class, outside the class by using
Object reference.
object reference. So that concept we covered in yesterday's session. Now I'm printing, tell me, within the class self dot x. Run the code. So if you observe 100 is coming, this 10 is from where? M1 print 10 now. So next this 100 is coming from display function. So normal ga ఒక ఫంక్షన్ లో మనం x అనే వేరియబుల్ డిఫైన్ చేసి అదర్ ఫంక్షన్ లో కూడా యాక్సెస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు బికాస్ ద వేరియబుల్ టైప్ ఈస్ వాట్?
Instance variable.
Instance.
విత్ ఇన్ ద క్లాస్ మాత్రమే కాదు, అవుట్ సైడ్ క్లాస్ కూడా మనం x అనే వేరియబుల్ ని యాక్సెస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. అవును కదా?
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
ఎప్పుడైతే మనం లోకల్ వేరియబుల్ తో వర్క్ చేస్తున్నామో, సో ఈ లోకల్ వేరియబుల్ విత్ ఇన్ దట్ ఫంక్షన్ ఓన్లీ దట్ విల్ బి అవైలబుల్. If you try to access, then it will show what?
Error.
Okay, so any doubts? Local variable same like మనం core లో చూసిన దానిలాగే ఉంటుంది. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Right, so we covered about this types of variables: instance, static, and what? A local variable. And next we are going for types of methods. Types of methods. So we have instance method, and next one class method, and the third one static method. Okay, so these are the three types of methods we have in object oriented programming. We'll see one by one. What is instance variable? For example, so inside method implementation, when we use instance variables, then such type of methods are called instance methods. అంటే మెథడ్ లోపల ఏ వేరియబుల్స్ ఉండాలి అంటున్నారు?
Instance variable.
ఇన్స్టాన్స్ వేరియబుల్. మనం ఒక మెథడ్ క్రియేట్ చేసాం. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ we created a method called f1. ఆ f1 మెథడ్ లోపల మనం ఇన్స్టాన్స్ వేరియబుల్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తే ఆ f1 మెథడ్ ఏమని కాల్ చేయొచ్చు?
Instance method.
Method. Okay, and remember ఇంకొక పాయింట్, while declaring instance methods we should use self keyword. We should use what?
Self
keyword. మెథడ్ లోపల ఖచ్చితంగా ఏ కీవర్డ్ ఉండాలి, ఏ పారామీటర్ ఉండాలి? డిఫాల్ట్ గా సెల్ఫ్ అనే పారామీటర్ ఉండాలి. ఓకే, using self we can access instance variables inside the method. That concept we already covered. Okay, and we can access instance methods within the class by using self. Instance methods we can access within the method by using what? Sorry, within the class by using what?
Self.
Outside
Self.
the class. Outside the class by using
Object
Reference.
reference.
Okay. So I will write here. What is the first point? Inside method implementation. Inside method implementation, when we use instance, tell me, instance variables, then such type of methods are called
Method.
what? Methods are called what? Instance methods. Okay. And the next one, while declaring instance method, we should pass what? While
Self.
declaring instance methods, we should pass what? Self we should pass. Okay. Self is the first parameter. Self is the first parameter of instance method. Okay. And using self, we can access instance variables inside the instance method. So we'll write these 2 points also. So using self, we can access instance variables inside the instance method. And then in the ముందు example లో మనం instance variables ని method లోపల యాక్సెస్ చేసుకున్నాం by using our self only, right? సో అదే పాయింట్ ఇక్కడ మనం మళ్ళీ కవర్ చేస్తున్నాం. And next one, we can access instance method, sorry, using self we can access what? Instance variables inside the method. Already we covered, right? Next, tell me, we can access instance methods within the class by using what?
Object reference.
Within the class.
Self.
Within the class means self. Outside the class means object reference. So etla cheppandi, for example, self dot
Method.
name.
Name.
Right. Next, we can access instance methods outside the class by using what?
Object reference.
Object reference. So tell me the syntax.
Object reference name dot
Object reference dot
method name.
Method name. Okay. So this is about instance method. So I'm going to create a method. For example, go to the editor. I'm removing all the code. So now I'm creating a class. My class name is student. Okay. So now I'm creating one constructor. I'm creating one constructor. So I'm constructor with parameters I'm going to prepare. So M1 marks 1, marks 2, and marks 3. I want to find the average marks. I want to find. So marks 1, marks 2, marks 3. Okay. Now tell me self dot M1
equal to M1.
Again self dot
M2
is equal to
M2.
M2. Next, self
Self dot
M3 is equals to
M3.
okay. So now I'm creating, I want to find what?
Average.
Average value. Now, so how to find the average value?
Total by 3.
Total by 3. So
Number of variables.
plus M2 plus M3
M3 by 3.
3. Antena? సో నేను
Yes,
ఏం
sir.
చేస్తున్నా అంటే యూ కెన్ సింప్లీ రైట్ రిటర్న్ ఆర్ ఎల్స్ ప్రింట్ రిటర్న్ చేస్తున్నా రిటర్న్. సో టెల్ మీ సెల్ఫ్ డాట్ m1 ప్లస్ టెల్ మీ సెల్ఫ్ డాట్
Self dot M2
m2 ప్లస్
plus self dot M3.
సెల్ఫ్ డాట్
M3
అండ్
మొత్తం ఒక bracket లో
మొత్తానికి ఒక బ్రాకెట్ పెట్టేసి బై ఏం చేయాలి
3.
3. సో వచ్చిన రిజల్ట్ ని మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాం హియర్ రిటర్నింగ్ అంటే ఎక్కడి నుంచో ఇది వస్తుందో అక్కడికే అవుట్పుట్ వస్తుంది అంతేనా. వి ఆల్రెడీ కవర్డ్ దిస్ రిటర్న్ టైప్. నౌ వీఆర్ క్రియేటింగ్ వాట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ టు ద క్లాస్ s1 is the object and class name is what
Student
student. So when we
variables define
create object, then automatically constructor will be execute. We need to pass what
variables
values we need to pass. For example 85 70 65. Okay, so 85 70 65 is going to store in m1 m2 and m3. So whenever you want to get average so we need to call that
average function.
So now I can call this function as instance method. A method ni మనం ఏమని కాల్ చేయొచ్చు
Instant
ఎలా చెప్పగలుగుతున్నాం
self keyword
method implementation. Inside method implementation we are using what
self
instance methods. Inside first point ఏంటి మనకి ఇక్కడ inside method implementation when we use instance variables, then such type of methods are called instance methods. So avg అనే మెథడ్ లోపల మనం ఓన్లీ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ వేరియబుల్స్ మాత్రమే యూజ్ చేసాం, రైట్?
yes sir
అండ్ సెకండ్ పాయింట్ ఏంటి, while declaring instance methods we should pass self. సో avg కి మనకి ఏముంది ఇక్కడ self ఉంది. That means this function is going to be what
instance method
because two conditions satisfied, right? Method implementation instance variables use చేసాం and self use చేసాం. సో టూ కండిషన్స్ సాటిస్ఫై అయింది కాబట్టి ఈ ఫంక్షన్ మనం ఇన్స్టెన్స్ మెథడ్ అనొచ్చు. అదే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఐ డిడెంట్ గివెన్ ఎనీ సెల్ఫ్ హియర్ నా, దెన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఏ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ మెథడ్. if it is instance method you should have to give what self. అండ్ ఇక్కడ నువ్వు యాక్సెస్ చేసుకునే కానీ యూజ్ చేసుకునే వేరియబుల్స్ అన్ని కూడా ఏ వేరియబుల్స్ అయి ఉండాలి,
instance
variables అవి ఉండాలి. ఓకే, నౌ we created object, then this constructor will be executed and we need to call what
average function
s1
dot average.
సో యావరేజ్ అనే ఫంక్షన్ కాల్ చేస్తాం. సో ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తుంది, ఇది రిటర్న్ చేసేస్తుంది, అవునా? సో వీ నీడ్ టు ప్రింట్ హియర్, రైట్?
yes sir
Print s1 dot
average.
Now run the code again. So now you can see what is the average value
73.3.
If you want to create one more thing, yes, you can create s2 is equal to student. Okay, this time I am passing different values. Okay, 95 comma, for example 80 comma 50. Okay, so this time I am passing different values. Okay, now again tell me print s2 dot
average.
Now you are going to find the average for second. 75 is the average value. Okay, so now if you observe here, we created a variable that is avg, average. That ఏమంటున్నాం దాన్ని మనం
Instance method
అంటున్నాం. Now where we can access instance method, two places, inside class and
outside class
we can access. అవునా? So outside class by using
object reference,
inside class by using
self.
If you observe this example, we are accessing avg outside the class by using what
Object reference.
But we need to cover one more point. We need to access this avg inside the class na.
Yes sir.
Inside the class by using what object reference. But we need to cover one more point. We need to access this avg inside the class. But we need to cover one more point. We need to access this avg inside the class. We need to cover one more point. We need to access this avg inside the class. We need to cover one more point. We need to access this avg inside the class. We need to cover one more point. We need to access this avg inside the class. We need to cover one more point. We need to access this avg inside the class. We need to cover one more point. We need to access this avg inside the class. We need to cover one more point. We need to access this avg inside the class. We need to cover one more point. We need to access this avg inside the class. We need to cover one more point. We need to access this avg inside the class. We need to cover one more point. We need to access this avg inside the class. We need to cover one more point. We need to access this avg inside the class. We need to cover one more point. We need to access this avg inside the class. We need to cover one more point. We need to access this avg inside the class. We need to cover ఓకే, సో నేనేం చేస్తున్నా అంటే అబ్జర్వ్ హియర్, ఐఎమ్ రిమూవింగ్ దిస్ కోడ్. నౌ యు అబ్జర్వ్, I created object. What is the object name?
S1.
S1. So when we create object, who will execute?
Constructor.
Constructor will execute. So after declaring these three variables, I'm calling self.avg. So now I'm calling average function inside the class or outside the class?
Inside the class.
Inside the class
Inside.
means,
Self.av.
right? Inside the class means self. Outside the class means object reference. That example we covered already. So now when I create object to the the class, then constructor will execute. So ఈ constructor లో variable assign అవడంతో పాటు again we are calling what?
Average method.
Average function. So ఈ average function కూడా, and we need to return అంది కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ print పెట్టేద్దాం. We need to do what?
Print.
Now run the code. Output came.
Yes, sir.
So this is inside and
Class.
outside. Inside class and outside class. So is it clear? What is instance method అనేది? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
So what are the conditions if you మనకి ఏదైనా ఒక మెథడ్ ఇచ్చేసి అది ఇన్స్టెన్స్ మెథడా కాదా అని చెప్పమంటే మీరు ఎలా చెప్పగలుగుతారు? ఆ మెథడ్ కి సెల్ఫ్ అనే పారామీటర్ ఉందా లేదా చెక్ చేయాలి. నెక్స్ట్ ఆ మెథడ్ ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ లో ఇన్స్టెన్స్ మెథడ్స్
variables
చెక్ చేయాలి. అంతేనా?
Yes, sir.
రైట్. సో నెక్స్ట్ మెథడ్ ఈస్ వాట్?
Static method.
Next method is what?
Class method.
Class method. Now, inside method implementation, when we use only
Class variables.
static variables. Static variables, class. Static and class variables are ఒకటే కదా?
Yes, sir.
Static variables. Then such type of methods are called what? Class method.
Class method.
Tell me, inside method implementation, when we use only class variables, or we can also call what?
Static variables.
Static variables. Then such type of methods are called what?
Class method.
Class methods. Okay, that
మన
is
static variables అసలు ఇన్సైడ్ మెథడ్ యూజ్ చేయం కదా సార్. బట్
accessing
సేమ్
the-
ఫార్మాట్ రెండు.
Yes,
Okay.
we are not declaring the methods, we are accessing the methods. I mean,
Okay.
we are accessing the classes, I mean variables.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, inside method implementation, when we use, not declare. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so inside method implementation, when we use only class or static variables, then such type of methods are called class methods.
Class method.
అండ్ ఇంకొకటి ఏంటి అంటే మనం ఇన్స్టెన్స్ మెథడ్ లోపల ఏ పారామీటర్ యూస్ చేస్తాం?
Self.
Okay, but here we are using CLS. What is the parameter we need to use?
CLS.
CLS. Okay, that is one more important point to identify the class method. While declaring class methods, we should pass what? We should pass CLS. Okay, and next ఇంకొక ప్రోటోకాల్ కూడా ఉంటుంది. We need to use one decorator. We need to use at the rate class method decorator. Okay, so while defining a method, class method, you should have to use what? At the rate class method decorator. At the rate ఉండి దీన్ని ఏమంటారు అంటే డెకరేటర్ అంటారు. It is called decorator. It is called a notation. So you can find, so what are the three rules to declare or else to define a method, class method, what are the 3 rules? Inside method implementation, we should have to use only static
Class
variables. And what is the parameter we need to use? CLS.
CLS.
And we need to use one decorator. What is the decorator?
Class
Class
method.
method.
Class method. And this class method is a rarely used method, Nana. Okay, very rarely used method is this class method. Okay, so I will tell you one example so that you will get clarity. Now go to the editor. Now I'm creating a class test. So now, for example, I'm taking some name. LTE Textsoft అని చెప్పి ఒక నేమ్ తీసుకున్నాం. Okay, now so this variable we can call what?
Static variables.
Static variable.
Or class variable, right? Because inside the class, outside the method.
Method.
Now I want to create one method. What is the method? What is the topic? Class method.
Class.
Class method declare cheyali ante decorator use cheyali @ class method. Okay, and the next def, take any class name, for example any method m1.
One.
సో మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే డైరెక్ట్ గా ఏమొచ్చేసింది చూడండి.
CLS.
I didn't type CLS. Automatically we are getting what? CLS because of this decorator. Okay, if I didn't give na 1 second. Right. So if I didn't give @decorator and I am defining a function m1, just నేను ఓపెన్ బ్రాకెట్ చేయగానే నాకు ఏమొచ్చింది లోపల?
Self.
వచ్చింది. So this method is called what? Instance method.
Instance.
But my requirement is what? I want to create
Class method.
CLS.
class method. Class method ni create cheyali ante we need to use first. What is the first one? Class method. It is a decorator. It is a what? Decorator. Okay, now define your function m1 and open bracket. Now automatically it is showing CLS, and inside this method we need to use only what?
Class variables.
Class variables. So what are the class variables?
Name.
Static variable or class variable, right? Name. So remember one more point. Whenever you are accessing static variable inside class method, you should have to use self. Sorry, what is this? CLS. Okay, so print what? CLS dot name. Whenever you want to access static variable inside class method, we should have to use what?
CLS dot name.
Okay, now create object to the class. T is equal to what?
Test function.
Test. And we need to call what?
M1.
T dot m1. Now run the code. What will be the output? LTE Textsoft. This point is clear. Very rarely used method, amma. Okay, any doubts about this class method?
No, sir.
So remember, so this method is what method?
Class method.
Because @decorator is there, CLS parameter is there, and inside method implementation we are accessing only static variable. Right.
Sure.
Next, what is the next one?
Static method.
సరే, ఇప్పుడు మనం క్లాస్ వేరియబుల్ డిక్లేర్ చేయాలంటే జస్ట్ డైరెక్ట్ క్లాస్ కీవర్డ్ యూజ్ చేయాలి కదా CLS.
క్లాస్ వేరియబుల్
ఇక్కడ ఇన్సైడ్ క్లాస్ మెథడ్ లో మనం ఏదైనా
వేరియబుల్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలి అనుకుంటేనా?
సార్,
CLS dot a is equal to 10.
CLS అంటే క్లాస్ వేరియబుల్ డైరెక్ట్ గా డిక్లేర్ చేయలేమా? a equal to 10 అని.
సారీ మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి అర్థం
ఇక్కడ
కాలేదు.
ఇక్కడ సిఎల్ఎస్ డాట్ ఏ పెట్టారు కదా, ఏ ఈక్వల్ టు 10 అని డిక్లేర్ చేయలేమంటున్నాను.
ఏ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 10 పెడితే అప్పుడు ఇది లోకల్ వేరియబుల్ అవుతుంది కదా.
ఎస్ సార్.
ఓకే, అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది అంటే మనం ఇన్సైడ్ మెథడ్ ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ వీ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ టు యూజ్ ఓన్లీ వాట్ దట్స్ అ ప్రోటోకాల్ సార్. లేదు నేను
Okay.
పెట్టాలన్నా పెట్టొచ్చు, బట్ యాజ్ ప్రోటోకాల్ ప్రకారం ఇన్సైడ్ మెథడ్ ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్, బికాస్ ఎందుకు పెట్టారు అంటే ఫర్ సెక్యూరిటీ పర్పస్ అంతే.
ఓకే సార్.
Okay, this is all for security purpose, and you can use for example you can access normal method. For example, see here I will tell you def f1. So now self dot a is equal to 100. Okay, so what is this variable? Tell me. Instance variable, right? So now I want to access this instance variable inside class method. Print.
Self.
It is not working maybe. Self ikkada raadu inga because
Yes
we are
sir.
using for example cls petti
సిఎల్ఎస్ డాట్ ఏ
a try m1 we are calling. Now run the code. Now we are not getting. We're not getting because inside class method we should have to use only what?
స్టాటిక్ వేరియబుల్.
Yeah. 1 second. ఇక్కడ ఏంటి గీత వచ్చింది, మీకు గీత కనబడుతుంది ఇక్కడ ఏమన్నా?
ఎస్ సార్.
ఎవరైనా
ఇది
గీస్తున్నారా?
పెయింట్ సార్. అది
1 second. Right. Now code copy paste చేసాము. So class method is completed. Next one is what?
Static method.
Static method. So can you able to understand what is stat instance method and what is class method? Anita,
ఎస్ సార్.
Maunika, Ishwari,
Yes.
Gokul, you? Gokul, are you there? Gokul?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Nandini? Nandini, can you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
అర్థమవుతుందా నాన్న?
అర్థమవుతుంది సార్.
రంగమ్మ?
అర్థమవుతుంది సార్.
Okay, Rajalakshmi? Rajalakshmi, are you there? Right. So static methods are general utility methods. Static methods are what? General utility methods ante. Okay, and while declaring static methods we should not use any self or cls. Okay, a method without having what?
Parameters.
Without having self and cls parameter. Okay, so while declaring static methods we should not pass what?
Parameters.
సెల్ఫ్ అండ్ సిఎల్ఎస్.
Self and
సిఎల్ఎస్.
Okay, and we need to use decorator. We need to use one decorator. So that is @static method. What is the decorator?
@static method.
Class method ki
క్లాస్ మెథడ్.
Class method.
Okay, clear na? Now you can
Yes, sir.
you can go to the editor, create a class. My class name is what? Test. So inside test I'm creating what methods?
స్టాటిక్ మెథడ్.
Static.
Static method. Okay, @static method, and def I'm taking m1. When I open and close, is there any parameter by default?
నో సార్.
No.
We are not getting. Normal ga aithe we are getting self, right? Normally we are getting self. By default self వస్తుంది. అదే @class method యూస్ చేస్తే cls వస్తుంది. బట్ ఎప్పుడైతే మనం @static method అండ్ డెకరేటర్ యూజ్ చేసామో when you create a method, automatically it will close, but there is no by default parameter. There is no default parameter called self or CLS. So now this method is called what?
Static method.
M1 static method. Now, for example, I want to create one more method. Def. My method name is what? 1 second. Static method create చేయాలంటే ఇంకేం చేయాలి మనం ఫస్ట్ at the rate static method. Def add is the method name. So passing to values a comma b and print what? A plus b. Now we need to call m1 and add. So you know how to create object to the class, right? So tell me.
T equal to test.
T is equal to test. And first call what? T dot
m1
M1.
M1. Just try to print this one first. And what is the output?
m1 static method.
M1 static method. Now T dot
T1 dot.
sorry
T dot add.
add.
bracket
And we need to pass values 10 comma
20
20. Run the code.
30
And what is the output?
30
30.
30. So this is about static method. If it is clear, we'll go for next topic. Our concept complete అయిపోతే then we completed the static variables and static methods, and then next we'll go for some more important our most important concept like encapsulation, polymorphism. What are the next one? Abstraction, and what is the last one?
Inheritance.
Inheritance. So ఇది clear కదా అందరికి?
yes sir.
Yes, sir.
So next topic is where we can access static or class level variables. Okay. So first one, inside the constructor. Inside the constructor using
self
class name. Inside the constructor using what? Class name or self. Class name or self. Next one,
Outside the
inside instance method. Inside instance method. Inside instance method using class name or self. Same. Using class name or self. And next to inside class method. Inside what?
Class method
Using
CLS.
tell me class name and
Class name or CLS.
class name or
CLS.
CLS, because it's a class method, right?
Yes sir.
CLS. Next, inside static method by using class name only. Inside
Yes sir.
inside static method using
Class name or
class name only. Outside means object reference, that already we covered, right?
yes sir.
In the last session only static variable గురించి define చేసుకున్నప్పుడే static variable, where is static variable? Yes, this is a static variable. We can access static variable by using class name or object reference. Object reference ద్వారా already మనం చూసాం t1.a and t2.a. Okay, మనం instance variable, where we can declare instance variable we covered.
Yes sir.
So where we can declare instance variables cover చేసాం. Now we are covering what? Where we can access static variables inside constructor, inside instance method, inside class method. Next, inside
Static method.
static method. For everything we'll see examples. Create a class for example. So where we can declare static variables inside the class,
outside the method.
For example, a is equal to 100. So this is
Static variable.
Now I'm defining what? Constructor.
Yes, sir.
underscore init underscore self.
Self.
Now I want to access inside the constructor. What we need to access?
Static variable.
Static
Static.
variable. So how many ways we can access?
2 ways.
2 ways. Inside the constructor using
Class name,
name and
self.
self. So print, what is the class
Self.
name?
Test dot a.
A. And the next print
Print self dot
self dot
a.
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 So create object to the A is equal to
Test.
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 So when you create object, automatically
Constructor will be executed.
constructor will execute, then output will come, right? Now
Yes,
run the
sir.
code and observe 2 times
Same out.
100, 2 times
100.
100, 2 print statements. This is example 1 inside
Instant variable.
constructor. This is the example. And next one is what? Inside
Instant method.
Instance method.
instance method. Same, instead of using constructor here, need to use what?
Function.
Function. For example, M1 method I'm
M1.
taking.
Self.
Okay, so M1 method I'm taking, and inside M1 method we are accessing
Test class
variable
name
A. So using class name and using
and self keyword.
self. So M1 method execute అవ్వాలి అంటే we need to
Call else function.
call M1
T dot M1.
M1 and run the code. So output change తెలియడం కోసం నేను just number మారుస్తున్నా. Output లో ఏం రావాలి? 101 2 times.
101. Yes, sir.
Now you observe 101 2 times. This is one example. So next one is what? Inside
Class method.
inside class method using
CLS.
or class name.
I'm removing this one. So remove this code.
The date class method.
So class method. How to create class method? First of all, we need
The
to
date class method. Decorate
create
rich.
class method and define your function. For example, M1 and default
CL
CLS.
CLS.
So if you want to access inside class method using
Class name.
C-
Capital T.
class name
Test dot a.
and
Print CLS dot a.
A. And we need to call M1 function, that is T dot
M1.
M1. So output లో variation కోసం change the number. For example, 102 అన్నాం. Now output లో 102 ఎన్ని times రావాలి?
2 times.
2 times. Okay, this is inside
Class method.
So next one is what?
Inside static method.
Inside
Static method.
static method. Okay, so you can like inside static method, create a static method. For example, how to create static method? You should have
At the
to
date static method.
remove this code. At the rate
Static method.
static method def m1. So there is no parameter.
Parameters.
So we can only call with what?
Class name.
Class name, because CLS is not there, self is not there. So you can only access with the help of
Class name.
class name.
Okay, so next M1 call చేస్తారు. How many times we'll get 1 or 2?
1 times.
Only
1 time.
1 time. This is static. Right? Any other
Yes.
doubts?
Clear. Sir.
No, sir.
Clear na anta?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is about what is
Variables and
types
methods.
of variables and types of methods.
Methods.
And now we are entering from tomorrow onwards, we are going to enter into our actual object-oriented
Object-oriented.
concepts. What are the object-oriented concepts?
Encapsulation.
Abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance,
Chunk.
polymorphism.
Very good. Encapsulation. So encapsulation means what? Providing process of providing restriction to access variables and
Variables. Values. Methods.
So to achieve this encapsulation mechanism, we have a concept called private variables and private methods. What is the concept?
Private variables and private.
Private variables and private methods. By using private variables and private methods, we can achieve encapsulation mechanism with the help of private variables and private methods, we can achieve what we can achieve?
Encapsulation.
సో ప్రైవేట్ వేరియబుల్స్ ప్రైవేట్ మెథడ్స్ ఏంటంటే దాని నేమ్లో ఉంది ప్రైవేట్. సో ఎవరు పడితే వాళ్ళు ఎలా పడితే అలా దాన్ని యాక్సెస్ చేసుకోవడానికి ఉండదు. దట్స్ ద ప్రైవేట్ వేరియబుల్స్ అండ్ ప్రైవేట్ మెథడ్స్. అది ఎలా ప్రైవేట్ వేరియబుల్స్ని ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేయాలి, ప్రైవేట్ మెథడ్స్ని ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేయాలి, వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు సీ ఇన్ టుమారో సెషన్. క్లాస్ నోట్స్ ఒకసారి అప్లోడ్ చేస్తాను, ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. అండ్ టుమారో విల్ కవర్ ఎన్కాప్సులేషన్ అండ్ పాలిమార్ఫిజం and abstraction and inheritance we'll see in the after next class. Okay
sir.
Any doubts? Who
Yes.
having doubt now, please stay here, and remaining people can leave. And Sai Kumar Veerbabu, you two people will stay. Sai Veerbabu and